what's going on right now between, or what just happened occurred between Joey Badass versus Daylyt and the whole West Coast. So let me know what caused this. What caused this battle? Like why were they beefing chronologically? What stimulated this? Then we'll get into who you guys thought came out on top.
I think well,
hold up. Let's Slicer just develop the chronological story. He hasn't worked out. He's got notes and shit.
Okay, well, I know Icon has been following the chronologicalness of it as well. But as far as I understand that, you could trace back some subliminals. I think back, pretty far, but definitely as far as like late last year, there was, things often start with subliminals getting fired and whatnot. So you could trace some subliminals that were happening. But then when Joey put out The Ruler's Back in like January or whenever it was, things got a little bit more direct. And then there was a series of tracks going back and forth where it was like things were being hinted at, but no one had necessarily took a direct headshot yet. But The Ruler's Back came out and it was a dope track. People were liking it and was like, oh, you hear what he said? He was talking about this, he was talking about that. And then some Daylyt stuff happened. And then more recently, the Red Bull Spiral freestyle video came out with Joey, Ab-Soul, and the other guy. Who was the third person in that? But it was two West Coast people and Joey, and it was fun. It was like they had clearly orchestrated, like, all right, we're gonna diss each other in this cipher and make get some people talking, and it was actually really cool. I think the way they did it was dope. Because it was real hip. It was real, it was real hip hop with it. It wasn't like, oh, we hate you, we hate each other, and we gonna try to talk about each other's families or no crazy shit. It was like, okay, let's spar, let's get lyrical. It was like Icon was saying, the fun aspects seemed to be back, and people really gravitated towards that. And then that seemed to kind of set off the actual melee, if you will, lyrically, because then just joints just start dropping, and then Daylyt came with a joint, and Joey came, and it was just like that one day was just like song. It was like it seemed like 7 songs dropped in a manner of like 5 minutes, and then here we are.
I'm gonna let Icon go. You itching to say something, brother?
No, I was just saying, Big Sean from Detroit. So it
Big
was
Sean, Big Sean, right? I'm not always a great fan of his rapping, so that's probably
he knew
nobody is.
But on that Eminem album, he certainly showed his ass. So
I mean, you got to, but no, that's all I was saying. I was just trying to say
Big Sean, that's right.
So they kind of covered East Coast, Midwest,
right?
Midwest, East, and West. They kind of did their thing with that.
Right. There was no Southern representative, but yeah, they
right.
Represented the different regions, and it was fun. It was doing the cipher style, and I talked about
going down to like each. What are the highlights of some of the songs that you felt were more impactful? I'm gonna ask you first.
I liked all of it. There were moments in it that I did not like. There were artists in it that I did not like. But like Lyrical Vibes been saying, this has been stemming. This has been stemming like since Control. It's like Control never left niggas' hearts.
Yeah, you could definitely take all the way back to Control.
It's like Control never left niggas' hearts, and I'm pushing back further. Niggas still ain't over the Biggie Tupac shit. Like it's still an East and West thing to these niggas. Like they really there's a ego child going on between them niggas. But I liked all of it. Joey didn't miss. I commend Joey for being able to snap back from acting so seamlessly, get back and rap, and be at that level. That was fire. That was fire.
That's how you've been doing mic work. He ain't never stopped writing. He's still training. He's still in the dojo.
Yeah, like
getting to that.
Yeah, like that was good. It's always good to see when somebody that we fuck with can really come back and still be good at it. Like LL dropping his latest project.
Pretty good.
That was fire. And to see Joey snap back like that. It's always good to see these niggas come back. Just not Ice-T.
Come on, man. You don't fuck with a gangster rapper, man. Hey,
if it's not Colors 2, I don't
come on,
man.
One of my all-time favorite songs is New Jack Hustler. I love that shit when I was a kid.
The only Ice-T song I like is Colors. That's it.
Chakra, you're ready. I can see it in your face.
Angel winging off of what Icon just said, because he touched on something I think is very important. There is a chemtrail of beef that is extending from the 90s and then got brought back up when Control came out, that this is. And I'd like to point out in both instances that Big Sean's verse was totally forgotten, which is fucked up that that's happened in 2 different decades now.
Yeah. Albums too.
I think there was an air in hip hop back then. I remember it. And I remember me and Icon had conversations like this. I was like, yeah, everybody seemed to be cool. Meek Mills was cool with J. Cole. J. Cole seemed to be cool with Kendrick. And then one day Kendrick was like, nah. And before I get into the beef, I will say I find it so interesting how fast Kendrick responds to people like Drake, but how long it takes him to respond to people like Joey.
Woo!
And he never seemed to want it with Lupe, did he? Lupe been calling him out for years. He didn't want no fiasco smoke.
Exactly. One of my biggest complaints about what we got from the aftermath of Drake and Kendrick, stuff like that, it's like, of course, Kendrick wins, but it's like, there is no universe where you could not beat Drake. Which is why many of us were upset with J. Cole for stepping out, because it's like, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see how he would do against you. Now you've voided him of an opponent because, brother.
Okay, nigga.
Do you think that Kendrick really had something really personal against Drake, and it was like something totally different than just hip hop?
Absolutely, but he's the one who paraded it as, I'm dissing y'all just because I want to, because it's hip hop. So for me, Joey Badass's disses and responses are a direct correlation to the air of beef last year. I mean, let's not pretend that this beef didn't win this man a Grammy, that it didn't garner the attention enough to get him into the Super Bowl. Like, okay, if beef is doing these things, then beef is the new popular thing.
It put him up top 5 on a lot of people's lists and shit.
Right.
Mine too.
And I mean, the answer to that question might be because with dissing Drake or responding to Drake, there's so much more to gain and so much less to lose, because Drake is a huge pop artist. So you take him out, you garner that kind of attention, but also Drake is nowhere near or even the type of thing you can call a lyricist compared to Joey. So you go at Joey and you lose, there's much more to lose because you're going to somebody who's actually formidable and who's actually an MC. It would be a real battle. And so that's a different kind of chess game.
You never miss an opportunity to wipe your ass with Drake. You do not fuck with Drake. It's like, I don't disagree with you, but goddamn, boy, that's like 7 podcasts that you done shit on that man.
Hey, and for me, I'm starting to see it. That's one of the things that this beef keeps exposing for me. I'm just like, Kendrick, you got a lot of mid niggas names in your mouth. I ain't never heard you diss Crooked Eye. I ain't never heard you diss like niggas who can really rap. And like, for me, that's your test. How good of a rapper are you against monsters? And Joey, I think Joey just did a good job testing himself. I think him and Daylyt were very close. Again, I think Icon touched on it. It was like, I'm listening and I'm just like, I'm blown away at how Joey is keeping up. There were some people arguing, like, some of y'all don't listen to battle rap, so y'all don't get with that. I get what Daylyt was saying, and his disses were good, and his final diss was incredible. But we were looking for one misstep, and he made the misstep first. Once he made that song, Capital C's, look how we got it. I'm like, oh no, don't drop this in the middle of this beef. This is so strange. Daylyt can't help being awkward, and his disses were great. And I think what people aren't noticing, right? Because people are like, I don't think people are understanding how good his disses are. I'm like, no, people are understanding how good his disses are. And he's a professional battle rapper. And Joey Badasses are still as good. And that's why he's winning. Because why is Joey Badass as good as dissing?
So a songwriter who stepped into another sport and beat a battle rapper, kind of like a boxer stepping in the UFC and beating an MMA fighter?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's what was happening to me. And fuck the fact if he's winning or not. The fact that he can throw hands with you is a problem for me. Joey Badass is as good at rapping at a battle rapper as any battle rap. Yeah, no, like, and I think he did a better job of dissing Daylyt. I just watched Daylyt Rum Nitty 16 times, and I'm like, I'm sorry, this is as good as Rum Nitty's material, if not better. So for me, Joey got it. Shout out to Rayvon, because Rayvon put out some amazing verses.
You didn't like it, Icon? No.
He just